मेरो जिन्दगी त भुटानमा बस्दाखेरि अब अर्थक त त्यही खेती गर्थेँ राम्रै थियो छन त खेती गर्थेँ धान खेती कोदो मकै त्यस्तै खेती गरेर भुटानमा मेरो चाहिँ अब सोध्नुहुन्छ भने मेरो त अब सबै थोक मैले बनाइसकेको थिएँ राम्रो थियो घर पनि मेरो पक्की थियो बिजुली लगाएको थिएँ लाइट लगाएको थिएँ 3 एकर जग्गा चाहिँ म सबै लगाउन थालेको थिएँ मेरो बगानमा छैन भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ एउटा मरिच मात्रै थिएन उहाँ भुटानमा हुँदा अब त्यो नगरुन्जेल त म अगाडि त्यहाँ गरेँ खाने भनेपछि खुसी नै थिएँ गाई पनि थियो अब धान खेतीपाती थियो खुसी नै थिएँ
Not too many countries in the world are doing what we are, and that is being convinced that happiness is, in the end, what matters most. And when we come here, we find everybody is happy, everybody is smiling, even the stray dogs appear to be smiling.
The Himalayan Kingdom of Bhutan has long been known as a Shangri-La of happiness. Welcome to the world's last Shangri-La. This is Bhutan, where the gross national happiness index is prized above economic growth.
They are trying to give a very good image to the world that is a Shangri-La. Everything is good. Bhutanese people they call it gross national happiness.
Now here in Bhutan, under this philosophy of gross national happiness, the government has assumed the responsibility of creating enabling conditions for individual citizens to pursue happiness.
Bhutan government has given a picture in this world that it's a peaceful country. It's a peaceful country, and nobody is known around the world about the problem that was going on inside.
Suddenly, at about 12:30 at night, the whole bang, bang, bang comes to my door. We just got up to find 50 to 60 army men.
My house was encircled by the torchlights. I could see that. That was the army who came to arrest me at midnight.
Then I said, I'm a medical doctor. I'm doing my graduation in India. I have just come 2 days back. So why do you want to arrest me?
खोसेर राखेपछि अन्त तँलाई जानु त भनेर 10 दिनको डेट दियो त्यो लिएर आएको अलैँची काम गर्नेले त्यो अलैँची पनि सिकलाई राम्रो फल्की नभएको लिएर आउँदा बाटैबाट भोटेले लगिदियो लुटेर अनि मेरो पक्का बारी मेरो त्यो कच्चा हेलीको होइन
I remember that I was a little kid. I was playing in the garden. The army people, they come and put the gun in my mom's house, mom's head. And I saw the army beat my uncle. Drop the gun on my mom's head. Tell that to leave the country. If you didn't leave that, I will kill your children because you are terrorists.
All night we walked through the jungles. It was raining. We were carrying the kids on our back. It was a deep forest where elephants and tigers were infested.
When it was 5 a.m. in the morning, we saw our house was burning. We saw the flame from the river. They come, they took all our cattle, they burned our house, our property, everything, and they seized everything. They marked our land as a government property, and they have sent a notice. If they come back again, they will be killed.
If you see the country ratio and the population, we are not even 700,000 population in Bhutan, from where 110,000 have been rendered stateless. The ratio is quite high compared to other countries that you see.
To give you just brief background about the crisis, you have to know about the demographic figure of Bhutan first. In Bhutan, there are basically 3 main ethnic groups. The West people are people of Tibetan origin. The king is from that clan. In the east, people are of Indo-Burmese origin. They are called Sharchups. Sharchup also means people of the east. And in the south, we have people of Nepalese origin, and they are also called Lochampas, meaning people of the south.
Nepali-speaking people were growing in large number. And if you see the ruling clan, they consist only about 13% of the population of whole Bhutan, and they control the government. So the Bhutanese government thought that there was a threat that if the Nepali-speaking people keep on increasing in population, one day these people are going to take the government and they may lose their power, which they were enjoying for almost a century back.
The vast majority of Bhutanese refugees came to Nepal about 18 years ago, and they came for a very short slice of time. You can see that they were pushed out at that point. It wasn't just the young and the healthy that came. You had a lot of older refugees at that time who now are in their 80s, 90s, and I think there's a refugee that we just processed that's 100 years old. That's unique.
Camp meat is very miserable. Just leaking roofs there, not getting enough to eat, not getting chance to do better jobs, not getting better education. Namaste. Namaste. Life is quite horrible life. Quite horrible life. Our daily needs is also not fulfilled. So we can't fulfill the needs of our children.
I was very small, and the government, the cruel government of Bhutan, forced to leave us. And the Bhutan army came in our house and compelled us to leave Bhutan. Say many rough words, which makes us sad, and they are going to rape our ladies. This is the bedroom of my mother and sister.
यस्तो भुटान आर्मीहरूले अब छोरीचेली मागे बलात्कार काम दिनु भने आर्मी क्याम्पमा लाने अरे त पत्र आयो हामी दिन नसकेर चाहिँ हामी लखेटेका हौँ.
Raping a female, either daughter or anything female, is something which is not acceptable in the community. And if you have a daughter, she has to marry one day. And if she's raped, and if people know that she's raped, she's not going to be married by anyone. And being a parent, you want to see your children getting married and settled down. So that was one of the biggest reasons why people decided to flee.
Bhutan is actually ruled by king, and it is very autocratic country, you know. We have lots of rights been deprived by the government. There are lots of problems. Fundamental rights we don't enjoy.
जुन देशमा संविधान छैन भने कुनै पनि मानिसलाई साधार हुँदैन. त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि कतिवटा कुरा चित्त नपरेका आवाज भएपछि मन परेन सरकारलाई छेडाए देश.
The people in the refugee camps in Nepal, numbering about 100,000, are in fact the victims of a humanitarian situation caused by a demographic explosion, by an agreement with India which enables the free movement of Nepalese across India. And Bhutan happens to be on the fringes, on the side of that population migration route. The vast majority are not Bhutanese. It is wrong to say that they are Bhutanese.
In the name of saving culture, in the name of survival, they call it, survival of a particular group. How can they wait? So many thousand people, who are living there for generation and generation. We were born there, we were brought up there, we were schooled there, and we always call that is our land. That's our land. Everybody loves, where they were born.
If you see the history of Bhutan, the ruling clan are not the inhabitant of Bhutan. They fled from Tibet a century more ago than the Nepalese people who were settled from Nepal. So as they come from the mountainous and cold region, they chose to live in the hillside. Whereas Bhutan had some plain area also. So plain was very dense, very hot. So they wanted someone to live as a protector there.
The British colonial system in that part were involved in very fast tea plantation. Bhutan wanted to save that land, but they don't have the population who can come and settle there, who can be suitable climatically. Therefore, the ruler, he went to Nepal, and this is how he negotiated with the government of Nepal, and they brought the ethnic Nepali not only to settle but protect the lowland of Bhutan. So they cultivated the land, which was just barren. It became so fertile, it became so good to contribute economically. We are living peacefully, harmoniously. It was unity in diversity. So Sikkim was an independent country, but in 1970 there was a lot of political problem, and ultimately in 1975 Sikkim merged with India. So Bhutan had a kind of notion that the ethnic Nepali population who have a closer link and relation with India, then in future they can create the political turmoil in the country. Therefore, that it is the best time to think for the authority in Bhutan to depopulate, not evict total people of ethnic Nepali from the country and make it less than 25% of the total population.
They came out with a policy called One People, One Nation policies. And through that policies, the idea was to root out the southern Bhutanese. They said everyone has to act like a Dukpas, they call it Bhutanese, Bhutanization program.
Under the One Nation, One People policy, Nepali language was banned. And in southern part of the country where we have the syllabus in the school to teach Nepali, that was banned. We have only one national newspaper which is coming weekly in Nepali, that was banned.
The Go and the Kira, the national dress of Bhutan, it becomes very stuffy. And people, when they work in the field, it's quite uncomfortable to work. And you were made compulsory to wear that dress 24 hours.
Bhutan is a country which has only two religions officially. The official religion is Buddhism, and the second religion is Hinduism. Our community, who are especially the Hindus, were denied to follow the Hinduism.
Our people who practice Hindu have a traditional way of wearing a gown when you're performing some rites. Our people were made to forced to put on the gown of the monk to perform the Hindu rituals.
They don't want the people to celebrate the culture. Women were asked to cut their hair short because the Hindu ladies, they keep long hair. And they also asked not to put that shindur in the forehead. The married women, they put that. So all these, were not like the people.
We have a law in the country which says that anyone disobeying the command of the king is termed as an act of treason. So there was no point going to appeal to the king. King was not ready to listen. Whatever he says, it's an order, and the people have to obey the order.
This is the situation in Bhutan, and what do you feel? They are violating our rights. We need to raise a voice.
So our people also realized that why not we organize a peaceful demonstration.
We had announced to the Bhutanese government that 26 August 1990, we are going to have a peace rally inside Bhutan and demand human rights.
भुटान छोड्नु त अब जुलुस निकालेर मेरो छोरा नाति दुईजनालाई पार्टीमा लगिदिए.
It was a peaceful demonstration, but government, they said there were instances of burning of the Bhutanese dress because they're not happy. There are reports of shooting by the army and some people were killed.
त्यो मेरो छोरा पार्टीमा लगिदिए जबरजस्ती नाति र छोरो उसको बाबु मेरो नाति मेरो छोरा माइला.
People were harassed in such a way that they used to come every day, 24 hours, knocking on your door and ask, where is he, where is she? If the dad was in the rally, dad might have run away in the jungle to stay at night.
In the name of the protection, peace, law and order, there was a lot of violence going on. Houses of the Southern Bhutanese were burned, ladies, women were raped, schools were converted into army barracks. All this was going on. People are taken to prison, they were beaten, and then they were released on condition that they will leave the country.
And I was one of the person who was arrested in the first lot of rally. I was thrown inside the prison. The torture was in such a way that you may not imagine. Whenever you're taken, they'll say which musical instrument you want, because you're going to howl a lot. I have a wound here. You can see a shiny spot that you can see. That was electroshocked, and you know the willow tree. And the branches of willow are so strong, it doesn't break easily. Smoothly cut branches, you don't feel much pain. But if the branches are not cut, you're going to enjoy the beating. And I used to be a person who used to get an average of 30 sticks per day for 19 months.
The government came out with another policy called voluntary migration form. That was not voluntary, but they had to fill up and they would smile in front of the camera. They're saying they're living happily.
And the army, भोटेको आर्मी आयो र तँ किन नगएको झापा जानुपर्छ गइनस् भने यस्तो कानुन हुन्छ तँलाई. के कानुन भन्दाखेरि चल्नीमा ठ्याक्क बन्दुक राखेर यस्तो कानुन हुन्छ तँलाई, आज यो जानुपर्छ. तिमी किन ननिस्केको भन. अनि म कहाँ जानु निस्केर भन्दा ऊ झापा जानु भन यता नेपाल देखायो. अनि म बोलिनँ. आर्मीहरू छ राइफलसँग पाइप ल्याएको थियो, पानीको कल त्यहीँ थियो. अनि हतार हतार गाग्रामा पानी भर्न लगाएँ, बत्ती बाल्न लगाएँ. अनि फेरि दैलामा पानी राख्न लगाएँ लोटामा. अनि खिड्कीहरू सबै खुल्ला गरिदिएर अनि नानीहरू लिएर निस्केर आएको म.
I think it is popular to put situations like this in the human rights color and be seen as a champion. But who's going to champion the cause of Bhutan? Bhutan's survival. Even as small as our population is, population management is a serious challenge. GNH is about sustainability. There is a limit to how much the land can absorb.
They are refugees and they fall within our mandate, and that's why we are here. The government of Nepal has requested UNHCR to assist them in the care and maintenance of these refugees. There are 7 camps. Total population is over 107,000. For 17 years we are here, and all along preference is always for refugees to be able to go back to their home country. And it is also, or has always been the policy of the government of Nepal that they would like to help the refugees to go back.
I'm Dr. Bampa Rai. I'm Bhutanese refugee. My forefathers were in Bhutan before even the today's King dynasty began. So I cannot go anywhere except Bhutan. My only option, I have to go back to Bhutan or I have to die as a refugee. I don't have any other option.
There's been 15 rounds of bilateral talks between the government of Nepal and the government of Bhutan, and it hasn't worked so far.
It is a problem that has defied solution, and there have been very reasons why we have not been able to continue.
Hopes of going back have soured.
So many years passed, so that I didn't hope that Bhutan government will call us.
We were born in Bhutan, educated in Bhutan. From the country of asylum, we have tried and tried and tried for last 17, 18 years, but still we could not go back.
A peaceful movement was organized time and again to go to Bhutan, but each and every time they were stopped by the Indian security personnel. They were stopped in the Indo-Nepal border.
I think that just to go Bhutan, it is just our imagination only. In real life, we may not get a chance to go there.
Okay, repatriations is very remote. Local integrations, the government of Nepal is not ready. Then the international community, they come together and they discuss, and then they all agree that they would like to offer this opportunity for the Bhutanese refugees to opt for resettlement to the third country. US is the biggest country, offering some 60,000 seats to start with.
We are very appreciative of the international community, in particular the 8 countries led by the United States, to offer a dignified solution, a dignified alternative.
मसँग भुटान गभर्मेन्टसँग सल्लाह गर्ने मौका मैले पाएँ भने भुटान गभर्मेन्टलाई म यो भन्छु कि एउटा समुद्र पारीको गभर्मेन्टले पनि यदि मानव हो भनेर माया गरेर लगिराखेको छ भने तपाईँ हाम्रो गभर्मेन्ट भएर सरकार भएर हामीमाथि किन माया नगरेको?
कसले भुटानले पनि लाँदैन, नेपालमा पनि बस्ने ठाउँ छैन। अब यस्तो झुक्रामा बसेको छ, हाम्रो नागरिकता नेपालमा पनि छैन। अन्त काम भएन, अब सस्ताले तिनजाल पालेको जहाँ सस्ताले लाने त्यहीँ जाने भनेर भयो।
There was never a strong emphasis on resettlement here in Nepal. Now that it's happening, now that people can see that it's working, many people are submitting declarations of interest for resettlement. To date, over 50,000 people here have out of 107,000. A year ago, nobody would have predicted that. A year ago, resettlement was politically incorrect. It's no longer that way.
5, 3, 7.
वास्तव दिन अमेरिका अब सोचाइमा हेर्दा केही होला त्यो थाहा छैन, तर पनि हामी गएर के कुरा जानेर के कुरा डेभलप गर्छौँ कि भन्ने चाह छ।
Bhutanese refugees, by and large, have very little understanding of the United States or of Canada, Australia, of other countries as well. So the CO class is just to be able to answer refugees' questions and to give basic information on stuff like, how do I get my kids in school? What kind of job am I going to get? Where will I live? What are my legal rights?
ल तपाई अमेरिका जान कतिको एक्साइटेड हुनुहुन्छ? तपाईलाई कतिको जान मन छ अमेरिका? Too much excited.
America is a very powerful country. It's like Western paradise of the world.
It is a big state where people get freedom, where they get better jobs.
And I like to spend my life there successfully by getting quality education. I want to study computer engineering. I want to do that.
They have a question, are we allowed to study or not? We are allowed to celebrate our culture or not.
This population is really worried about their old people who cannot speak English. Are you going to be citizen as soon as you get to America?
No.
No. What will you be? Refugee.
I'm going to America. New Hampshire. North Dakota, Fargo. I can stand on my own feet.
That is very nice, no? Their future is very nice.
I'm not get a chance to do or expose my qualities, that's what I really prefer.
नानीहरूको भविष्य राम्रो हुन्छ होला भनेर जस्तो लागिरहेछ मलाई त
Oh, I want to read and I want to be great and I want to be famous and popular. Thank you.
What are you going to miss about Beldongi?
Oh, a lot of things. A lot of things.
Like what?
Like the home, like the people around, the environment, the places like this, getting up early in the morning, meeting a lot of people. I'm going to miss all these things too much.
I feel happy in one way and sad in the other way. I'm leaving my friends here and going to America. I'm happy because I'm going to America where there are very good people and there's a good place.
She doesn't know where she's going. I only expect my girls to have a good future there. They're small. They'll easily get into the atmosphere. And the smaller one, by the time she's 20, she will be a typical American.
I think I'll look for a job.
Yep.
And settle down finally.
Yep.
And serve to the country I am going to the best of my abilities.
What my fate will be, I don't know. I'm here. I may live to see my repatriation or going somewhere else. I may not live. That is up to me. I was the one to settle the camp here. And I think I did dismantle also. I will be the last one to go somewhere else.
These people, they are really gifted people. These Bhutanese, and there is a spirit in them. Wherever you place our Bhutanese refugees, they will thrive. They will thrive.
They give up 2 runs a night and there's a guy on.
Can't go inside the little barrier.
They're coming! They're coming!
Gift slap. Hi, sister. Hi, Mom.
All right, what's your name? My name is Amy. Amy.
And he's the caseworker.
Namaste.
This is your brother. Your sister. And Megan. Nice to meet you.
White goods more.
तपाईँहरूलाई अमेरिकामा स्वागत छ। अब यो ठाउँ चाहिँ खास गरेर अमेरिकाको उत्तर पूर्वी कुनामा पर्छ। अमेरिका भन्ने देश तपाईँहरूको कल्पनामा कस्तो छ थाहा छैन, जहाँ चाहिँ 5-6 घन्टासम्म प्लेन चढ्दाखेरि अमेरिकाभित्रै हुन्छौँ हामी। त्यति धेरै ठुलो छ योलाई। खास गरिकन अब यो होम ओरिएन्टेसन गर्नुपर्ने मेरो काम हो। यो नयाँ आएको मान्छेलाई यो घरमा कसरी बस्नुपर्छ, यहाँ के कुरामा विचार गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुराहरू मैले सबै बताउनु पर्ने। हाउ डु यु लाइक योर रुम, your bedroom?
Go and see.
Yeah.
This is.
Okay.
Open there. Yeah, it's open. The light was not on. Okay, this is the room of two brothers.
यो एरियामा बस्नु ठ्याक्कै अहिले भन्न सकेन।
Anyone who has refugee status has been a victim in some way, has been persecuted in some way. So you know that a person arriving here has so much trauma that they've experienced in their life that now, just because they're in the United States, it doesn't mean that goes away. And oftentimes we say refugee resettlement in itself is sort of like the re-traumatization of people, because you're not only coming, to a new country, to a place with a new culture, new language. You have to find a job, you have to figure out how to support yourself. As any newcomer to the United States, they have to start at the bottom.
Today, it's exactly 30th day, means 1 month I'm here in Atlanta. I've been settled here. Like here in this Valley Place apartment, there are 500 families, means 500 apartments are there. And you have 300 apartments here. This is my Cuban friend. A friend from Cuba, 3285. You have a Buddhist family here. You have a family from Afghanistan here. And she is from Somalia. You'll find apartments here occupied by the Iraqis and then the people from Somalia, Cuba, Ethiopia, Burma and Vietnam. See, Burmese family. Out of 800 families, there are 20 Buddhist families in these two apartments. So for us, we don't know the language, they don't know our language, so communication is completely impossible here. कस्तो लाग्यो भन न? राम्रो. जंगल चाहिँ राम्रो लागेन means she doesn't like the forest around. Plenty of jungle, sister. And others, all ठीक छ? All राम्रो लाग्यो? The rest okay.
I think that there is a thought process out there that, oh, America, everything's great there. There's no poverty. The streets are paved with gold. If we can just get there, life will be fine. That's a big misperception that just because you're in the United States, life is going to be easy. It's not.
You all set, sister? Okay.
These all are very big.
I think with the Bhutanese, they've come in and they've right away said, we're ready to take any job, we want to get started. And they're really looking at life with a really positive attitude. Like, okay, we know we have to start somewhere, we get it, and we're going to do it.
We were people who were working for life, and for 18 years duration in the camp where we could do nothing, simply receiving and eating. But after that, when we are through this refugee life and shake off the mask of the refugees and become a citizen of a kingdom or a country, we would really like to work at our hands.
This is a country where you try to stand on your own feet and try to contribute to progress yourself. And you got to find a way yourself. That's what I keep on telling everyone. It's quite difficult for organizations to find a job for you. If you get anything, make sure you catch it properly, hold it properly, keep on doing. You're going to progress one day. I started in the subway sandwich, mopping the floor. I used to run a college by myself with 450 students, with 35 professors and doctor lecturers under me before I came here. And I started mopping.
Simply coming to America doesn't mean that we are having the opportunities.
In my family, I'm only alone working.
Yeah.
So it is little difficult for me.
Yeah.
And only I'm getting $1,200. So house rent is expensive, 950 per month.
And
So
then for
an electric bill and a gas bill. So it is little difficult for me.
There are a lot of challenges in front of me, like the education to my children, the job, security.
I started going to the institute for searching a job, and they are also telling that it will be quite difficult for you. First at first, we have to learn how to drive, yeah? And you search opportunities. They have told like that, and I'm very worried about that. How to find that those things.
We are having tough time to get adjusted here, established here, but then we are struggling with it.
And the first generation is going to be the most hard hit. These are the generation like me, my level people. They're going to be hard hit because we're going to spend the rest of our life in America struggling only. But if our coming generation have a better life, I'm happy with that. That is why I'm here.
Make your graphs for mass project.
यो सारी
She was school second in her grade, and she has become aloo, big potato here.
You'll see so quickly the youth, the children, they're going to learn English so fast. They're going to forget how to speak Nepali. It happens. It happens fast. At the same time that they need to become self-sufficient and figure out their life here and, really participate as an American, they also really, I believe it's really, really key for them to keep their culture and to pass it on, and so that their kids really know where they came from. It's something that is hard to preserve in a place like the United States, I think.
आज 10 दिन भयो अमेरिका एकदम राम्रो नेपाललाई माया गर्दै
Dasai is especially the most important festival of Hindus. So during the Dasai, people will put red rice mixed with red powder on the forehead, and they ask for their elders' blessing.
This Dasai is the occasion of victory of good over evils. This is the occasion to get together. People who have gone far away, they are reunited and they celebrate. This is a reunion day also.
He has a problem. He's facing a problem here. Like he's old. No? He's an old man. He's very old. And his wife, though she's not 65, still she's sick. And her daughter's going to school. This means no one from the family to work. And he has to pay the house rent for tomorrow.
दुध पाते
हो नि त होइन साइडल
के हो साइडर
साइडल भनेको यहाँ हेर्न अब कसरी खेल्छ
गानी हेर्नु न बेला बेला
लु पन्जा आयो पन्जा
अमेरिका आएपछि अब भुटान जान सजिलो छैन अब अरू के भन्ने भुटानमा अमेरिकै बस्ने अब यहीँ राम्रो यहीँ बस्ने
हामीलाई यही राम्रो भइदियो हामीलाई सन्तोष हुन्छ मेरा छोराछोरी दोडासँग बेलडाङ्गीमा त्यहाँ पुग्नुभयो भने मेरो छोराछोरीलाई यतै ल्याइदिनुहोस् मलाई सन्तुष्ट छु मलाई अर्थ केही पनि चाहिँदैन मेरो छोराछोरी भेला भइदिए मलाई भयो म अब आखिरी मेरो जिन्दगी पनि मर्ने बेला भएको मान्छे हुँ म अरे ठुलो उद्योग गर्नेवाला छैन मेरा छोराछोरीलाई बरु यहीँ उद्योग हुन्छ राम्रो गरी खाउन् त्यति नै म अरू केही पनि भन्दिनँ
पानी ल्याइदिनु सन्दर्भ
Wednesday, we need.
going late for सुधा ला चिया पनि खाने
कति टाइम लाग्छ उसी स्कुल बेला हुँदैछ नि त
सुधालाई ढिलो भयो नि त
It's 30 मा हुँदैछ होला
क्लास स्टार्ट
अनि 5 मिनेटमा हामी पुग्दैनौँ यहाँ अनि
So, how's your daughter doing in school?
Sudha, come on, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Hi.
What kind of good?
Straight A. Good.
Oh, straight A. She's got she's in honors.
I work in life in corporate. My job is to, there are like several residents. I have to feed them. I have to give medication. I have to do the activities of daily living. It's like hospital. I got a good job. I got married in January, so I moved to Baltimore City.
These are cultural marriage, and that's our legal.
Wedding last Saturday.
Yeah,
This one in
yeah.
our home. I was so surprised. If I didn't do legal marriage, she's gonna leave me. Because of that, I want to make a proof.
This is my grandson picture. I'm hugging to my principal. Yeah. And these are the gifts they give my friend.
But we like here, and everything is good, running good, and I like to stay here. And with my family, I'm very happy.
Morning.
Namaste. Good morning.
Good
their spirit of happiness when they come to class, when they greet us, when they leave. It's always with such a glow about them, and that no matter what kind of day I'm having, it can turn it around.
I want you to read the sentences that you just
Do they eat
They've come along 2012. All right, Harimaya, what day is today?
Hello? In this September, it will be 4 years. Then after 1 year, we can apply for citizenship now.
My nephew is here. He had a small son. He doesn't know how to speak in Nepali. Whenever the parents speak to him in Nepali, he answers in English.
I can see all the planets. Can't find the planet.
By the way that our youth are behaving and by the way that we see that our small kids growing up, we are a little bit scared that a day may come that we may lose our language, lose our culture, tradition and everything.
A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Justin Bieber is the greatest singer in the whole world. He is the best at everything. And he always sings best than anybody else. He's the great singer because he always don't give up. And Justin Bieber try and try until he gets better. He's the great singer in the whole world.
I don't know what that means, though.
John will be coming.
Phone number.
Phone number? Oh, phone number.
You have new one? New phone?
No, phone. No.
Oh, maybe it's a different, maybe this is his home phone and he has a cell phone.
He was saying something about telephone number.
Will you ask him?
Ask him what he was saying.
What he wants to do. Maybe he just wants to copy it.
No, he wants I number. Oh, okay. I always know it.
I'm doing my further studies. I'm doing my PhD on this international migration, displacement as a whole of refugee studies, where I will especially wanted to focus on how Bhutanese refugees in diaspora, how they are successfully integrating in this local communities, in the local societies. Now, if we have waited for another 20 years in the name of going back to the country, we would have still been in the camp, we have been warehoused, somebody taking advantage of us. I spoiled my futures, but my kids would have also spoiled their futures. At least we couldn't be doing much, but our kids will do something.
This is closed, and this open.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, you got it. Open and closed. All right. Anyway, what is this? Goose, and moose. Hat and hat. Hat and hat. Very good.
Our elderly people, they are a big fear coming when they come here. They say that when you are resettled, you have to surrender your culture. You are not allowed to do puja, any kind of thing. But within 2-3 years, everybody realized that it's open here. You can do every kind of puja here. They are doing marriages in the family like the way they used to do back home. They're celebrating your Dasai, an important festival, like you used to celebrate back home. There is a way out, to preserve your culture.
to see people who have overcome so much suffering and then to come here and to have to just figure it out and make a life for themselves. I'm continuously inspired by that.
A step at a time. The longest journey starts with the first step that you take. If you don't take the first step, you're not going to reach your longest journey destination.
कहिले कप्ता चाहिँ अब केही पनि जान्दिनँ बाउ छोरा मात्रै छौँ हो केही जान्दिनँ त्यहाँदेखि यहाँ त्यहाँदेखि बस्दै बस्दै 1 महिना बसेर त राम्रो लाग्नु थालिहाल्यो
We're saved, you know. We can say we're saved, or people are saved. They didn't have hope, now they have hope.
We are very sincere, we are loyal, and we do our job. We want to be a very honest citizen of this country. We are also.
बन्धनको चिनो हारालाई दिन सक्दिन तर तिमीलाई पोते लगाइदिउला तर तिमीलाई पोते लगाइदिउला बन्धनको चिनो हारालाई दिन सक्दिन तिमीलाई पोते लगाइदिउला तर तिमीलाई पोते लगाइदिउला बन्धनको चिनो महल होइन झोपडीमा भित्रौला यो रूप होइन चोखो माया दिउला महल होइन झोपडीमा भित्रौला यो रूप होइन चोखो माया दिउला सहर तिमीलाई घुमाउन नसकुला तर तिमीलाई पहाड घुमाइदिउला तर तिमीलाई पहाड घुमाइदिउला बन्धनको चिनो हीरा र मोती दिन नसकुला